directive is to find Eve Kim, return her to the grid, and get me the permanence code. By any means necessary. Do you understand your directive? Master control.
At your command, sir.
Atta girl.
Tron Aries, and we are with the star Jodie Turner-Smith. I know this is going to be an applause line for our audience because we are in New York City, and I will say this. As the daughter of Jamaican immigrants...
Big up! Big up!
I knew it. Like so many families, you had a lot of pressure. They wanted you to get a, quote, real job. Mm-hmm. And what did they define as a real job in that home?
I mean, something that makes money is the first thing, right?
Yeah.
And you never think to yourself, like, I mean, being an actor, being in this business, it's so, I mean, there's so many people who are striving to be in this business, and the reality is that, you know, not everybody makes it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like your chances of being successful are lower.
They wanted you to be a banker.
They wanted me to do something solid, you know, dependable, not nearly as, you know, all over the place as this. They thought I was going to be, they actually thought I was going to be a lawyer.
A lawyer?
Because I love to argue. So they can't chat too much. So, yeah, so that's what they were like, she's going to be a lawyer. Yeah. And then I ended up being a corporate banker. And I mean, I knew before I left university that I was like, my heart is not in this.
Yeah.
And when I started working, I was just like, there has to be something else that's for me.
People know that feeling of wanting to please those that are important to you. There are people right now, I'm sure, saying, listen, I want to make my parents happy, my grandparents happy, my legacy, my family, but I want to be happy.
Yeah.
And you were feeling unfulfilled. You ran into Pharrell.
Yes.
And he had some encouraging words. He said, you know, basically go for it. He told you to quit your job. What was happening at that time in your life?
So I had actually already quit my job, but I thought I was going to go in a different direction. I didn't know what exactly I was going to do, but the thing is when I was working, I looked around and I saw that there were people that seemed to enjoy it. So I was like, it is possible to enjoy what you do. I want that feeling.
Yeah.
That moment for me was like this moment that said, okay, take a chance and see. And I just felt like I had nothing to lose and everything to gain by just trying. And people would always say to me that I knew at the time, like, you know, it's so brave that you did that. And, you know, it wasn't brave. For me, I was more afraid of not doing it.
Wow. And you did it in the most glorious way. I am, in addition to obsessed with Tron, The Agency. I cannot stop watching Dr. Samia Zahir, this brilliant professor, her secret relationship. I don't know if she's the villain or I don't know. And now you're entering the second season. Again, going back to, as you said, you were afraid not to take this chance. Open your eyes. Here you are on the press tour for the biggest movie of the year. You're on one of the most watched and compelling series streaming right at the same time. What would you say to yourself that day you quit the job? Like, you did it, girl. Best movie you made.
I mean, yes. And that's why I just have to thank God, because I feel like God was telling me something and I was listening.
Yeah.
And I continue to search for that answer from God and be listening to God and what God is telling me to do. And
how do you define that as listening to God? Is that meditative? What's that experience?
You know, there's so many different ways. Number one, prayer. You know, that's the first way I was taught to speak to God and to listen to God, you know. But there's so many sayings, God moves in mysterious ways and God can use any vessel, right? So it's like, it's really just about the clearer that I am, with myself, I think the more I am open to the messages that are coming from the spiritual realm.
I know, and I said this before, you are very intentional about your words and your decisions. The world got to know you in the film Queen and Slim. Your first big role, this was a cultural shift for a lot of people. These two characters on their first date, two strangers whose lives are epically changed in the most horrific way. At the time, Rolling Stone called the movie a brilliant piece of protest art. Time magazine called your portrayal of Queen, they said, self-assured to the point of being intimidating. I'm gonna play a clip and ask you about that. Let's play it.
I knew it was an accident.
Does it ever piss you off that he's alive and she isn't? All the time.
You're tearing. You got emotional watching that scene?
Yes, because also it was so, I mean, I look at that and I'm like, I felt like Bambi, do you know what I mean? It was like, it was my first time carrying something that big, you know, and it was so emotional and it was so hard. It was really hard. And Daniel Kaluuya was so amazing. I mean, the whole time I was just like, what is life? I mean, I'm literally doing a two-hander with Daniel Kaluuya. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I saw Get Out like 4 times in the cinema, do you know what I mean? And like I watch it and it makes me feel emotional every time I even see it, because I'm just like, you know, and also like who that person was, you know? At every stage of this blessing of life, I'm always asking myself, I'm always taking stock of the person that I am and understanding that every experience is gonna allow me to grow into somebody else. You know, and so it's just so interesting to watch that. I was raw. I was really just like, I had no idea what I was doing.
You know what? I think that's why. No, that's why the character was so rich, because you were raw. I don't know what that character would look like today as this version of you. She needed that Bambi, as you referred to, and it shifted so many conversations. I don't want to give a spoiler alert if you are the one person who hasn't seen the film, but it set off, as you know, a conversation. Some people were cheering the ending because of the way it played out. Others felt frustrated. It was so you, because you always look for a point in things. Before we go to break, the show that I'm obsessed with. Here's a clip from The Agency. We'll be right back.
You spoke to a foreign agency.
I tried to fix it on my own. I couldn't. Now I need to protect you.
To protect me.
The agency needs to know about the negotiations. They know the Chinese are in the room. They need someone in the same room, too.
So you want to use me in exchange for protection?
Yes.
When we come back, Jodie opens up about working during her pregnancy.
People treat you as though you're weaker when actually what you're doing is Herculean.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And the power she felt while giving birth.
I felt like I saw everything. And I was just like, I am a supreme divine being, and why are these men trying to act like they run stuff?
Oh.